Hey, thanks for joining the SaaS Academy Workshop. This is going to be a workshop that's geared for if you have a 9 to 5 and you're trying to figure out a side hustle that you could do along with your 9 to 5 and not interrupt it. This is for you. If you're trying to create a new business that maybe you want to take full time and you're not exactly sure and you want to evaluate a software as a service business model, then this is for you. If you're looking to make extra income, maybe even just $500 a month, this is for you. So I have learned so much over the last 6 months in my own journey that I'm going to talk about in a more. This business model has been game changing for me and my family. Just opportunities that we never thought existed, and so I know it will be beneficial and game changing for a lot of you. And so I even want to teach on like how you can copy and paste this same strategy and easily get up and going and omit a lot of the learning curve aspects that I had. So let's get in. So why are we here? Well, I truly believe that we're better together. We can do really cool things on our own, but man, we can do a lot of amazing, incredible things together. And so just building that community, I think, is really key. But I think society has told us that our time is money, right? Every job out there just about pays by the hour or, even salary. But then when you're salary, they expect you to work tons and tons of hours, right? And so I love to be able to create systems that work for you, for me, while we're sleeping. And that way they continue to provide incredible value for the customers that we're going to set these up for, but also they provide revenue for you on a monthly basis. And so I truly want to build systems, put them in place that allow us to kind of step back from those and have time freedom, buy back time and spend it with our family, because I truly believe that we should be present at home. So just a little bit about me before we get going is my background is mechanical engineering, and I got into the sales and marketing world 10 years ago, and I was even working on digitizing sales processes for a global company. And so I got a lot of experience working in software and working with processes and systems with people all over the world. And I loved it, but at the same time, it was very corporate driven. And if any of you guys have worked in corporate America, corporate world, it can get a little toxic, and it just got to where it was such a burden. Like there's so much overtime, and there was just no sense of time freedom or time with family. I wasn't being present at home, just being vulnerable here, and so I wanted to come up with something that I could do that didn't have to just equate to one-on-one related to time. And so 6 months ago, I lost one of my jobs, and so I went all in on this business. I will say that I also have another full-time job that I do. And so it's just a really good example of I've built this SaaS marketing business up while I'm also holding a full-time job. But it's a really good example of there's a lot of you out there that may be watching this video that want to create some kind of side income to supplement, because let's face it, groceries, electric bill, gas, everything's getting more expensive. And so I know there's a lot of people trying to find new ways to make extra money. So who's this for? This is for, any individuals looking to make extra money. It's for brand new entrepreneurs that are just testing the water. Or maybe you're a seasoned entrepreneur and you're looking to create better scalable solutions for your business. This is for you. So if you are looking to make some monthly revenue, this is the workshop for you. And so back in the day, like I used to think, hey, I want to make a lot of monthly income from storage units. It's a semi-passive way of making income, and it is. It's a good business model, but it also has some investment, right? You've got to buy the storage units, you've got to buy the land, and all that can cost upwards of 100K, 200K, just depending on how many units you buy, and all that. You have to have staff, you have to have software. There's all those tenants you have to work with, and you've got a lot of tenants if you've got a decent number of storage units. And so you're just looking at a really good investment here, but at the same time, it's got a 5 to 7 year payback if you've got 100% occupancy, and it's going to take a little bit to get it full, right? And so that brings me to, like, what does it look like for software as a service? Well, software as a service is something that you basically white label a software. And so you pay one time a month for it, and you have unlimited access to the software and unlimited access to sub accounts. And so we'll get more into that later. But the software is awesome because you create it, you install it, it's sticky, it is very scalable, and oftentimes it solves a really expensive pain point problem for a customer, and they're willing to pay for a monthly basis for you to continue solving that problem for them. And so for this, I use a software called High Level. I'll get into that more in a minute, but for one account, it's cost $97. To the agency account, it costs $297 a month. And after you've made $297, you're basically cost neutral. So what this software is, High Level, it basically solves a lot of problems in one nice packaged piece of software. And so all those features there on that table on the left, those are all features that typically a business is going to need to have. A business needs a CRM. That's a customer relationship management tool, and that's going to help them track first, last name, email, phone numbers of all their customers and that kind of thing. They're going to need a website. In that website, they're going to need a form builder. They're going to need an email tool, booking appointments, all that kind of stuff. And so if you look at the second column there, it says replaces. Like a CRM, a typical CRM is like Salesforce or HubSpot, and those are really good CRMs, but they're also really expensive, and they just handle the one feature that we're talking about. So HubSpot is really just a really, really good CRM. It doesn't handle the website or forums or email marketing and that kind of stuff. And so the High Level platform really replaces the need to have all those different platforms, and it houses it into one nice consolidated, easy to use tool. There is a learning curve. There's a learning curve with every piece of software, but that's my goal here, is to show you how I've built a system around it with the strategy. And so I want to help you incorporate that system and strategy into your business so you can get up and going faster and mitigate a lot of the mistakes that and challenges that I did. And so just look at it as this is a one-stop shop for all the things needed to manage a business, especially as it relates to marketing. And as I said a minute ago, it's $97 a month for one account, and then it's $297 a month if you want unlimited accounts. And so that's the one I pay for. And so I currently have 11 customers, and I pay that $297 a month. And so it's probably easiest to get going on the $97 a month plan. Use it for you and your business and your website and your scheduling tool and that kind of thing. And then as you get a client, then you upgrade to the $297 account. I'm going to make my head a little bit smaller for this one so you can see, but this is a good example of kind of what an agency looks like when you use High Level as the mechanism or system to keep the agency going. And so what it looks like is that you've got that main account. That's typically going to be your account. So what white labeling means is that you can put your logo on the software and it looks like your software. So you come up with a business name. Mine is AI My Biz because there's AI that's incorporated into a lot of the different aspects of the platform. And so AI is also just a big push right now, right? And so you see my logo there on the top left where it says AI My Biz. I think I can point to it right here. And so I use one account for my account. And so I use it for my digital invoices. All my customers pay via credit card. It's beautiful. If I needed to take check, I can do that as well. It's kind of operating as my accounting software. Granted, it would be good to probably get QuickBooks, and this integrates in with QuickBooks, but it handles my website, it handles my email marketing, it handles my booking appointments, it handles text messaging. So all the different things that I need personally out of my business, it manages those for me. And then the other businesses that I manage their marketing for, like a dentist and a chiropractor and that kind of thing, I use a sub account for them. So like customer number one there, they've got like a dentist office. I have a whole new sub account for the dentist office. For customer number two, I've got a whole new sub account for the chiropractor, and so on. And so you can imagine like each of these different customers, they pay a little bit different rate based on what they're needing. Some may need social media, some may need a website, some may need appointment bookings. So you can see out of these four clients here in this example, your revenue would be $2,300 a month. Your cost is at $297 a month. And so your profit's $2,003 for the month. So that's pretty great. Like you don't have a ton of investment. This is a software that's easy to get spun up. and ready to go and start selling. There is a learning curve, but that's my goal, is to teach how to overcome that learning curve quickly, and even help you implement these things so you can start getting monthly income super quick. And so this is my SaaS journey. I had 11 customers even before 6 months, but this is just a cool example of, like, I went from 0 to 6 without even really pushing it a whole lot. Like, I probably could have doubled that had I really, really pushed. But I was also working my 8 to 5 as well, and so I was able to do this through, conversations on in my off time. Uh, and kind of scale. But I focused on dentist offices, chiropractors, gyms, golf pros, equipment rental, a supplement company, and the customers vary from anywhere from $97 a month all the way to $1,000 a month. And I think even now, after being in this for 6 months, I think $1,000 a month is even a little cheap, depending on what the customers are needing. But you'll learn that too. You'll start doing this and you'll figure out, like, oh, I totally can be charging more for this service. But that's part of learning and growing together. And that's also part of my mentorship as well. Hey, let me help you figure out how to be able to charge more than you're even comfortable with saying. And so if we were to look at this from kind of what I supply these customers with, it's typically around website management. That's really where I try to target, is helping convert their website to a go high level website, because it's really, really sticky. And I charge anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for those. Social media management, that's 4 posts a month at $500 a month is what I charge for that. So you can see the different examples there. Those are just some examples of, so you can kind of have an idea of, like, hey, I know a salon, or I know a dentist office, um, a plumber business. You can charge them $300 to $500 a month fairly easily. Regarding how much time this takes a week, it really depends. Like, when you do a website, it's going to take a little bit to get that done and complete, and iterations back and forth with the customer. But once you get the website done, once you get the things built out, there's not a whole lot of ongoing maintenance that you have to do. I would say it's pretty incremental. I'd say 2 to 6 hours per week, just depending on how many clients you have and how aggressive you want to get. And so if I was to do this and say, hey, who should you target? I would target customers that have really expensive problems, like a lawyer or a dental office, chiropractors. By helping a dentist get a new patient in is worth, $1,000 to $5,000, depending on what they're needing. And so if you help them get 5 to 10 new patients a month, that's some pretty significant value that you're providing, and they're willing to pay, the money that you're asking for. And so dental offices, chiropractors, salons, anybody that needs to book an appointment, which is just about every business now. There's so many businesses out there that have paper forms, and you can help digitize a lot of that and automate a lot of their manual processes using high level. um, those are things that we can get into later, as far as the specifics and how to do automations and all that kind of stuff. I talk about those in my community. Everybody needs a website. And anybody from the smallest to largest business needs a website, and you can help them with this tool, especially local mom and pops. I think that's really a audience I haven't even really targeted, but a lot of mom and pops would benefit from it because they all need it, and they probably don't like doing the tech stuff. So these are just some examples that you can work with. So the software is really cool. It does a lot of fancy things, but it's not all about the software and the technology and all that. It's really about how are you crafting and speaking about your one offer. So get super clear, do some self-evaluation of what are you going to offer and how are you going to communicate that. Your offer needs to solve a problem of the customer. And so how do you talk about how the software solves that problem? So whatever your offer is, it needs to be easy to identify that it solves a big problem for the customer. It allows them to achieve their dream outcome. So if it's a dentist, it needs to solve the problem of no new patients coming in the door. It needs to solve, like, getting 20 to 30 new patients a month. And they need to be able to easily achieve it. And it requires little time to get up and going. So If your offer solves a big problem, it's easily achievable, requires little time to get up and going, takes little effort and sacrifice, you have a really, really good offer. And so I talk way more in detail and work with you on creating your offer in my community. We'll talk more about that later. And so just some actual examples of how I've leveraged high level and the strategies that we're talking about to create monthly income for our family is one of them is reputation management. Every single business needs more reviews, and it builds the know, like, and trust factor super quick. Um, if you guys travel and you go to a new restaurant, you're going to look them up on Google to see how many reviews they've got. And if they don't have good reviews, you're not probably going there. And so High Level has like 4 or 5 different aspects of ways that we can really catapult the reviews for business. And a simple way I do is that image on the right for the chiropractor office is a little stand about, I think it's a 4x7 stand. It's got a QR code on it. We put it in each of the patient rooms. And after the visits, the chiropractor says, "Hey, I'd love to have your feedback on how your visit was today. Would you mind giving us a review?" They scan it. It goes to a little quick, simple sales funnel page where they click the number of stars. And if they click 4 to 5 stars, it takes them right to the Google page. If it's 1 to 3 stars, it takes them to a form. It says, "So sorry to hear that. How can we make it a 5?" And it asks for them to give feedback without going to Google. And so that's one way. The second way is getting more reviews really catapults your SEO for a business on searchability for Google. And so by being able to increase reviews, you're going to do that. But it also has an AI chatbot that responds automatically to each review. And so that's something you're not having to, burden the business owner with. You say, "Hey, look, we're going to help you drive your SEO through the roof because we're going to help you catapult your reviews. But also, did you know that it also bolsters your reviews if you reply to all of them?" Well, we're going to do that through an AI chatbot that responds with a friendly thank you message. And so that's just going to drive it through the roof. And so optimizing the Google business page, increasing the reviews, and automatically replying to the reviews is something that's a really nice package, easy to sell. It's easy to get up and going, and you can charge 97 to 197 a month. So you could focus just on that if you wanted to. All right, so the second easy offer is online appointment booking. And I'm sure you guys have struggled sometimes with trying to, find an appointment with a business and they're not using a digital tool like this. And so it's kind of a pain going back and forth and trying to figure out what time it works and all that. Well, the world's in 2024 is going digital. And so you're able to be part of that solution and provide online booking with High Level. So over here on the right, you're able to see a golf fitting calendar. And so the customers are able to now go online, pick a time that works for them. They're able to pay for the appointment ahead of time. And the cool thing is we're actually tracking how many appointments throughout the year they've had. So we've had 35 since we turned this on, 6 this month. And the value is, I'm kind of hiding it here, the value of this appointment is huge because I was talking with a customer and he was saying that each appointment is pretty much valued at $300 to $500. And so by being able to say that, hey, we've done 35 appointments this year valued at $300, that's $10,500 of value that I've helped them capitalize on because they didn't have online booking before. So it's just a really great way of also capturing that. But now that we've got their lead information in, within the CRM of High Level, now we can retarget them and send them updates and send them promotions, send them automated review requests. There's tons of stuff we can do once they book online. And you can charge 97 to 197 a month, depending on how big of a pain point this is for a customer. All right, so the next easy offer, number 3, is social media management. So many business owners desire to increase their following and awareness on social media, but they don't have time or they don't know what to do. And so it's cumbersome. It takes a lot of time for them. And High Level makes it really easy to post. It actually integrates all the different platforms into one. And so it's just going to allow you to be able to create one post, schedule it out, post one time, and it disseminates to all accounts. And it's easy to schedule. It's easy to do all that. There's a lot of really sweet automations that we can do as well that are viral topic algorithm trends going on right now. Like, for example, like you can say, "Hey, comment comment energy in the posts, and when somebody comments the word, the automation replies back to them or sends them a DM, and that interaction, that was commenting back and forth, really drives the algorithm nuts in Instagram and Facebook. So you're able to track and convert leads. So something that I would do would be like, hey, I will create 2 to 4 posts a month per customer and charge anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month for that. Now, that's kind of like still images and still posts. If you were to do videos, now that's going to be maybe 1,500 to 2,000 a month. So you just have to kind of evaluate like, what's your skill set, what are you comfortable doing, and go from there. But this is a really good opportunity here. You could easily bring on 5 clients, $500 a month, and manage their social media for them, and just a couple hours a week, be able to knock it out. So you could easily get 5 to 10 customers just doing social media management, and just spend a Saturday or Friday, 2 or 3 hours, create all your posts in one go, schedule it out, and be good to go. So it's super cool, and I teach more about this in my community. So offer number 4 is website management. This is my favorite one by far. It allows you to be the most sticky. The website kind of acts as the cornerstone of the ecosystem within High Level. You can really do a lot of awesome tracking and lead management when you house the website. You don't have to though, but if you can get a website, that's definitely the holy grail, I think. If you're not a website builder, don't stress. There's seriously thousands of different easy to use templates that are all drag and drop. If I can build a website, you guys can too. And I teach way more about how to build your own website, how to structure the wording. You can even use AI to improve your wording, and it's surprisingly incredible. But this is a really sticky business model. Once you create the website, you're going to update it periodically, but it's not going to be that much. And so the time spent here is all basically up front, and then just micro time commitments, afterwards. Typically, what I'll do is charge an upfront fee of 500 to 5,000 one time to kind of build out the site, and I will even sub that out sometimes to Fiverr. I've got a couple guys that I use on Fiverr. They help me build websites and really speed the process up. And so you can even do that. Like if you want to go sell the website, sell it, figure out what the customer wants, and then work with somebody, a freelancer, to build it for you. And then I'll typically charge like 500 to 1,000 a month for the ongoing management. Because the cool thing is with High Level, like there's some automations going on, there's forms going on, there's online booking. Those are tools that are continuing to work after you set it up. And so it allows you to charge a monthly fee. I won't belabor on this too much, but I hate the phrase time is money. Time is money. Time is not money. Your time is way more valuable than money. And so I've always been told, like, hey, if you want to make more money, go get another 2 or 3 other jobs, work harder, charge hourly. I don't encourage any of that behavior. I prefer creating a system that can continue to generate income for you even when you step away from it. And so that kind of brings me to this, like, how can we use the 1x effort in creating a system and it allow 10x the result out of it? And so that's my mentality. So all the different automations and tools that we create together, that I'm going to help you create, will be that, with that mindset of how do we create something that's going to allow us to automate and systematize our business. Now that you own a business, you're able to write things off on your taxes. And we don't want to do anything that's illegal. We want to do everything in the legal, proper manner. But I want you just to think differently about money, because now you can utilize that expense to free up your time. And so that's your studio, that's your coaching, like any type of investment in learning, you can write that off as an expense. Food when you travel to the businesses that you're going to be working with, you can write that mileage off or write your gas off. Softwares that you use, you can use those you can write that off. There's tons of other things that you can do related to taxes. Those are just a couple of the high ones. This right here is so powerful that I think a lot of times we just refuse to start until we think we're ready, and we're never ready. There's always learnings. I learn every single day, and there's so much learning in just doing it and going. And so I encourage you, like, if you're on the fence about this, like, hop on a one-on-one call with me, but like, just start, go have a conversation with the customer, go have lunch, go have coffee, and just sit down and talk with them and figure out how you can help them, figure out what problems that they're having. And so it really, between, this is kind of where I was at 6 months ago, is I was in a current situation with this big chasm in front of me of like, man, what do I do? And it really comes down to that one offer being between where you are right now and being at the desired freedom that you want to be. And so I really want to help work with you on what that one offer is, but using SaaS as the mechanism that allows you to deliver that one offer. So what's an offer? An offer is a curated list of ingredients that deliver a specific result for your client. It solves a very specific problem and provides a lot of value to them. This is a pretty powerful slide here that I think a lot of entrepreneurs get overwhelmed with thinking that they have to sell everybody to be mildly successful in their business, and you don't have to be. Like, this is a really good example of how many sales per month, what's the product cost per month, and then what does that equate to monthly and yearly revenue. And I kind of said, hey, I want to make 150K a year for this example, and you could have a product that's $500 a month. Well, you only need 25 clients to be able to hit that 150K a year. That's 25 clients is not that many. But if you had an offer that was $1,000 a month, you only need 13. So it's just a really good example of, you don't have to have hundreds of clients. You need 13 at $1,000 to be making 13K a month. Who would be excited about 13K a month? Let's go. So what are the next steps? The next steps is really, you need to find one client that would be an early adopter for you. That could be a friend. It could be somebody that knows somebody that's a business owner that would just be willing to sit down with you, have some coffee, have some lunch, and just talk through some problems that they're facing related to marketing, lead generation, customer acquisition, all those kind of things. Just sit down with them and just say, hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm literally trying to understand what kind of problems you're facing with customer acquisition. And so that brings me to this, like, when you have that conversation, I want to help you elevate your voice on how you talk with clients, listening to your clients, focusing on their problems and not focusing on the technicalities of what you can provide. That's probably the biggest turnoff, is just focusing on the super critical technical aspects of what you provide. Like, listen to them and let them do the majority of the talking and have empathy with them. And so some good questions to ask are, hey, help me understand what the greatest challenge is related to X in your business. That could be growing your business, lead generation, getting more customers, keeping more customers, growing on social media. Help me understand what the greatest challenge is with that. So I love this. I used to pitch immediately, where I would sell tactics, technicalities, and the how. And you really need to step back, listen, but focus on the why. And so this is a really good example of one of my first couple clients, that when I originally said, hey, this was kind of a friend of mine, I said, hey, I'd love to have coffee with you one morning, and we just talk about some of your problems that you're having, because I'm evaluating getting into a marketing SaaS business. Super transparent with them, and so we sat down, had a really good time, and he just talked about all kinds of problems that he was having in marketing world. I went into the meeting thinking I was going to get a new client at $97 a month. I came out of that meeting with $1,000 a month ongoing and an $8,000 high-end website one-time fee. And so, I mean, that's $20,000 a year that I was able to get from this one, that would have just been, $1,200 a year, had I not listened and had empathy to really hear him talk about some really true struggles he was having in his business. So that's where that one offer comes in. I really want to help work with you on being intentional with that one offer, to understand, like, hey, what is it you really like to do? What are you really good at? What are you not good at? And how do we incorporate that into a really nice offer, using high level as the ecosystem to deliver that offer to your clients? And so where do we go from here? This is a free trial link for High Level. You can sign up for 14 days. You can cancel it at any time. You could even try it out, cancel it, and start again at some point if you wanted to. The importance is, if you sign up through my affiliate link, you're gonna have access to me through one-on-one calls anytime you need. I'm gonna give you full access to my community, where I teach all things SaaS, how to get better at sales, Facebook ads, all kinds of stuff. That's going to be in there. you're just going to have me as a direct resource. I've learned a ton. I've created a lot already within High Level, and I'm basically going to copy and paste that and give it to you through a snapshot. That's what we call it in High Level. And so you're going to basically have those templated snapshots where you're not going to have to go recreate the wheel and go through the massive learning curve that I did. And so that's a benefit of signing up through my High Level link, affiliate link. So there's that ongoing mentorship there, and I would love to see you guys thrive in your business. I get more excited, I think, about that, about seeing my ideas and strategies help other business owners than I do in my own business. If you're not ready to jump in, I get it. I've got another way you can work with me here. You can join my school community. That's $19 a month, but I'm going to go through, how to create a side hustle without impacting your 9 to 5, how to create 3 offers that would pay you $500 a month, still my 5K a month roadmap. And so all these different aspects, I'm going to teach on how to do those. And that way, when you're ready, you can sign up under my affiliate link for High Level. And so I encourage you to check either one of those out. And if you have any questions, shoot me a note. If you scan this, you can also book a call with me, ask me other questions. I would love to see you guys succeed. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.